Well, welcome back to the channel. It is bitterly cold outside. It's like 0 right now. I think it got down to -10 overnight. At least that's what my thermostat on the wall said in the middle of the night. It is cold, but it's warm in here. It's about 65. The heaters aren't even running, so this place must be insulated pretty good. Dad had some issues in the bathroom. Here, I'll show you. We put a little electric heater in here just to help out, and he's got some cold air coming up from that tile, and it froze this hydrant. Thankfully, it didn't burst anything. He was able to get it thawed out, so he shoved some insulation in there and cranked this thing up. Hopefully, we don't have any more trouble with that. I guess I could see. Yep, it's working. So it is just cold. Nothing really works the way it's supposed to, but I just got a long sleeve t-shirt on, and it's nice to have this heated place to work. So here's what we're going to be doing today. That sprayer over there, I'm almost half done putting the Y drops on. We got sidetracked. We've been working on the electric in the office. I guess I could show you that too, but I'm going to try and get the rest of the brackets made to finish mounting that. And then when I get that done, we're still waiting on parts for the Gladiator. That'll be the next project. And then hopefully we can get the radiator put in that sprayer, because we want to get this shop cleaned out, because we're going to have a birthday party for Garrett in here. And can't really have a birthday party with all this stuff in the way. So let's get going. Gotta cut some steel out, measure some stuff, drill some holes, do some welding, and get that knocked out. Okay, I can't remember what my measurements. Let's see, 10 1/4 for that one, and then 8 1/2 for that one. Okay, cut some of them out. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to make 5 like that, and then this one has to be extended out farther to get past the tire. So what does that one measure? That one is 14 1/4. Okay, so I need 5. What did I say? I already forgot. 10 1/4 by 8 1/2. Okay, 5 10 1/4s, 5 8 1/2s. Actually 6 8 1/2s. Let's get cutting. All right, we're gonna do an 8 1/2 one here, and then I should be able to have enough left to cut my 14 out, 14 1/4 one longer one out, and I won't waste as much that way. So 8 1/2. Safety squints. Wow, we got 14 3/8. So I literally have to cut 1/8 of an inch off. Or, yeah, 1/8 of an inch. Wow. Got all my pieces cut out. I'm going to clean up the sharp edges a little bit with the bench grinder. Knock some paint off so I can get a good ground with the welder. Then I'll have to drill some holes and I can start sticking them together. Got all my pieces marked out. This is the piece where the U-bolt goes through, goes around the boom. This piece holds the mount for the easy drop. So normally these would just U-bolt to the bracket that you buy or bracket to the boom, but I'm actually just drilling 2 holes in the top part and putting a 3/8 bolt, and that's going to be strong enough to hold it. So let's go drill some holes. Okay, so the first set of holes I need are going to be one size bigger than 5/16, which is 21/64. I don't know, whenever I'm drilling a hole that I got to put a bolt through, I go one size bigger so the hole has a little bit of wiggle room. What do you guys do? Is that normal? Got a little bit of cutting oil here. Highly recommend using that. Saves your drill bits a lot. Bought this foot pedal from Harbor Freight. We were reaming out some parallel arms on for our planter, and you're not supposed to take a reamer out of the hole with it running, I guess. So what I did, instead of having to reach up here and shut this off, bought this foot switch. Now I can just stand on that, let off, and you're done. So if you got troubles with it drilling, if it catches or something, you just lift your foot up and it stops. All right, got all my holes drilled. So let's see here. These ones are going on the other side, so they need to be opposite of that. So we'll go like this. Like that. I think I drilled my holes wrong. I might have to just make them the same, which isn't a big deal. I wanted them to be opposite, so let me show you. Let me bring you in here. So I got this bar and then it sweeps back, and I wanted it to do the same thing on the other side, but I drilled my holes the same on this. So if I flip it over, it's going to be too low, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to have to do is just make them the same and go from the back forward, which still work fine. I was wanting to make it kind of look the same on both sides, but I guess I messed that up. Oh well. Anyways, I don't know if I ever really explained what's going on here. So they sell a kit to extend these out, but it's like $3,200, and I didn't want to spend that much because I already spent a whole bunch of money on these. So I'm building these myself. These have to mount in line with the nozzle body, so I can't just bolt them here because then it'll block the nozzle body, or I'll have to take them off every time I switch back to just running the spray. So I made these that come out from here next to the nozzle body and over. That way there's still room for this to spray when I'm not using them. And then I can just pop these off like this. Bam, done. There's a little clip you put in here. Easy peasy. So that does two things. It gets it away from the nozzle body and it extends them out. So like this one, fold up, it doesn't hit the tire, you can still go down the road. Like these ones here, I probably didn't need to extend them out, but it was just as easy to make them all the same. And then this is the only one that has to be different. Like I said, it needs to extend out a little bit farther because this boom folds in more. So anyways, kind of messed up my drilling here, but it's not a big deal. I can make it work just the same. So yeah, let's get going over there, get some pieces welded together. This is my welder, little 170 MIG from Harbor Freight. It's not really heavy enough to do a lot of things, but I bought it for my home shop and then I needed to do this project, so we moved it over here. And I was always running it on 110. It comes with this converter thing, and since we're doing wiring, we ran a plug over to hook it up 220. So I should be able to weld up to 1/4 inch steel with it hooked up to 220, so we'll see how that works. This is not 1/4 inch, it's probably 1/8 inch what I'm welding, but see how it goes. Okay, we'll get my first piece set up here. Oh, not that one, I need one of these. It's gonna go like this. Now this is not a super precise operation here, so we're just kind of eyeballing things to get everything square and lined up. That looks good enough to me. Go ahead and zap that one in. Tack one side and spin it around so we don't get any warping. Now I'll weld this side all the way across, see how that goes. Well, kind of missed the spot there. That looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna cool this off real quick, and I can go test fit it, make sure it's gonna work. Okay, so on the back here, I gotta go on that nozzle. Shoot. that's not gonna work. And then I skip 2 and I gotta go here. That's also not gonna work. Skip 2, go here. That one will work. Skip 2 here. That one will work. Skip 2 here. Man. I think I'm gonna have to. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to drill more holes. So I had them set up to mount them this way, so the holes are off-center to the top. Well, they needed to be this way, off-center to the top. So I marked them out. There's enough room to drill holes just above those, and it'll work fine. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Drill some more holes. All right, so I need it to be the opposite of that. So if I put them like this, and like that, that should be how it goes. Bam. Zap, zap, done. Got them all welded up. Now I just got to decide if I want to make a new one for this one that's the wrong way, or if I just want to try and rock it the way it is. I can make it work in one spot. That's probably what I'll do. I just kind of wanted them all to be the same, so I'll decide. I got enough material over there. I can even cut this one off and use this for the short side if I need to, so we'll see. I haven't decided yet. Next step is paint. Don't think I have enough spray paint. Shoot. Got the professional paint booth set up. Gonna prep these real quick. Good enough. Not gonna get very far with this can, but I'll do what I can, I guess. Oh, that nozzle screwed up. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to fix that. I got a very thin coat on 3 of them and ran out of paint. I ended up just making another one, that way they're all the same. Dad's in town, he's gonna pick me up some spray paint. I'm gonna move on to the next little project. I'll take one of these over there and show you what we got going on. So for the boom tips, when this folds out, this side is on the front of the boom and the nozzles are on the back. So I can mount these things, I'm just gonna call them pins, to the boom with the U-bolts. The issue I'm gonna have is when I mounted these the way they are, they sit a little bit below the boom. And I kind of wanted them that way so I get a little bit more height out of, or a little bit more clearance out of these, because these are the low clearance easy drops. So if I set these ones right on the boom, they're gonna be a couple inches higher, and then they're not gonna run the same angle, because you wanna run these at a 45-degree angle when you drag them through the field. Probably not gonna matter that much, but I want them all to be the same. So what I did was I bought some 1/4 by 1 inch plate, and I'm going to drill some holes, U-bolt those to it, and then drop them down. I'm just gonna make one and show you, because it's really hard to explain what I'm gonna do. So let's go cut some steel. So this is what I was talking about. I'll make a strap for each side. The U-bolt will go through here around the boom. It'll hit the top hole in this, and then I'll just put a bolt in the bottom, and that should work. I'm gonna go test one up before I start cutting the rest of them out, make sure that's gonna work. This might be a little bit of a pain to mount. It'd be a lot easier if I could unfold the sprayer and have it closer to the ground, but we'll make it work. There's one. Second one. Get in there. I need my pin. At least that's what I'm calling it. And, that should work perfect. So I can put my nuts on there, get a bolt in that one. That'll give me a little bit of a slot. And then it should be, you can see that a little bit better. The boom is just a little bit higher than this, so I want to drop these down just a touch. That way they're all even. I think that'll work. So I'm gonna need, let's see, there's 6 left, 3 on each side, 2 per, so 6 times 2 is 12. I got 2, so I need to cut 10 more of them out and drill some holes. Drilled, waiting for Dad to get back with some spray paint, so I'm kind of at a standstill right now. If he gets back, I'll get them painted, and we'll probably pick this video up tomorrow, and I should be able to get everything mounted up on there, and the spray will be ready to go. As far as easy drops, still got to put the radiator in, but that's what's going on. See you tomorrow. Well, I'm back. It's a couple days later. Kind of took a break from the easy drop project because we had some guys here hanging drywall the past couple days. Got the office done, except for that panel. We still have to push a wire out the wall. That's going to be for our mini split. We're going to put one of them in here for heat and AC. So it was really cold the past couple days. We didn't want to drill through, so they just cut that sheet out, and we'll stick it up there this afternoon. It's quite a bit warmer today. I think it's going to get up in the 20s, which is going to feel like a heat wave. Bathroom's done too. There's that. Exciting stuff. All right, got all my pieces painted out. They're over here. We're going to start hanging them up, and I should be done with that project. Here they are. They're all painted. Professional quality paint job. We got some spider webs there, but good enough. I'm gonna grab some hardware, U-bolts and nuts. That'll get me started. I'll have to go over and get some bolts once I'm ready to stick the mounts on there. And I need a step ladder. That should get me going. We'll start with this one. Let's see, where'd this one go? Just on the other side of that cross piece. So I think I'm gonna have to move. I think I'll be all right. So this one here. Never had one of these battery operated ratchets before. And it came in a kit that I got around Black Friday a couple years ago. I use this thing all the time. It's pretty handy. There's that one, just a U-bolt there. I gotta mount my pin here, and then I can hang them like that. I'll go around. Next one I need is a longer one to get past this wheel, and this should go pretty quick. Alrighty, next step is to mount these right here with 2 bolts, just like this. I'm thinking the 2 bolts will be strong enough. I put 3/8 and the U-bolts are 5/16, so I think that'll be strong enough if I just use the top holes. If anything, I could always slide them up and drill 2 more if I think it's going to be an issue, but I really don't think it'll be that big of a problem. So got all those on. Stick these pins on real quick and move on to the outer boom section. So for this outer boom section, I'm actually going to be mounting them on the front. So I guess when you unfold it, the main boom sections, these will be behind. And then on the outer boom section, I'm going to mount them to the front because they actually line up with these mounts. So if I did the same thing, they would hit when you fold it up. So I'm going to mount them on the front, which isn't really ideal. I'd kind of like them all in a straight line, but I don't really see any other option. And if they sit a foot farther forward, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So what I got was these pieces. I think you saw me cut them out. We'll mount 2 of them on each side, hook the bottom one. I guess I'll just get up there and show you. U-bolts, U-bolts, U-bolts. Where'd they go? So what we'll do is we'll put a U-bolt in here. Actually 2 U-bolts, if I don't fall on my face. And we'll hook flat piece. There's nowhere to set anything up here. Like so. There's one. Here's another one. And then our pin will hook on the bottom U-bolt right there, and then we'll put a bolt through the bottom to hold the bottom, and it will drop it just enough so they're all the same height as the ones on the main part of the boat. Well, got them all mounted up. Let's grab some drops and start hanging them. Pretty simple. I'm not going to put them completely together because I'm going to take them right back off. Take this, slide it on here, and that's it. There's a pin that goes through. I guess I could show you one that I do have completely together. There is, where did that one go? There's a short bushing in the back. I guess it'd be the front. Put that on first, then you put your drop, and there's another bushing that has a hole that you put your clip through. That gives this a little bit of wiggle room and keeps it away from here so it doesn't hit your bolt heads. And then it can swing and do what it needs to do going through the field. There they all are. Got them all mounted. Didn't really need to mount them, the actual drops, but I wanted to just go through and make sure everything was included in the box because I'd hate to get out to go time and we're missing pieces. So probably count my bushings and clips, make sure they're all there. But yeah, this project's pretty much done. I can't wait to try these out. I think being able to band our nutrients or nitrogen closer to the plant is going to help us out. We live in we got some variable soils, some lighter soils that don't hold on to nutrients like the darker ones do. So getting that nitrogen right next to the plant where it's close and it can get to it, I think it's going to benefit us greatly. Looking at studies that I've been reading online, it seems like on average across 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, it seems like 4 to 5 bushel per acre increase. So even at that, they'll pay for themselves pretty quick. As dry as it was this June, I think it would have been a lot bigger payoff. Especially on one farm, we put our side dress down with coulters, and it just took forever for that nitrogen to move because we didn't get any rain. So I think using wide drops is going to help us out. It would have helped out in that situation. I can pretty much guarantee it. So it'll be a little bit difficult side dressing 90 feet wide when we only have a 40-foot planter, so it won't match up to our planter pass, but we plant with RTK. It's not like we have a whole bunch of guest rows everywhere. All the rows are in a line. Point rows might be a little bit of an issue, but I think we can work around it. I'm pretty pumped. I've been wanting to try these for a while and finally pulled the trigger. I'm excited. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. We're going to move on to the next project. See you on the next one.